Hey, it's James again. This is me with if Luffy went back in time. This was suggested to me by this person right here. My pronunciation is okay, but not too good. So I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I'm just going to show you the picture of it right there. So yeah. Now, if you guys hear noise in the background, Dr. Stone season 2 came out yesterday. I believe, yeah, today's Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Yes, season 2 came out Wednesday. And I haven't watched Dr. Stone in so long that I forgot it, so I have to rewatch it. So it's been like a year since I've seen Dr. Stone. So now, how this is gonna work is Luffy would end up becoming Pirate King. But at the age of around 30, he's been living peacefully, and no Marines have bothered him to his island. Kobe, the fleet admiral, has not even tried. One of his admirals under him, which would be Smoker, has not even tried, as they know Luffy heavily outmatches them. Even the Soul Striker, even Chopper can beat them. But one day, Eam, kind of tired of Kobe's cowardice, would have called every Marine in the world to Luffy's location. Him coming along with them, as he had brought every lot of swords. So they would end up going towards Luffy's island, and a giant war would come out. Now, this would be called the War of the Straw Hats, as every straw in that war would die except for Luffy and Nami. Nami found a devil fruit along the way, but never ate it. She's only had it because she thought it would be necessary. She bit into it before she died, and that was enough to give her a slight boost in life. Luffy was carrying her away limping, as to his horror, he had to kill Kobe, and he had to kill Smoker. And Luffy had killed a lot of people without intending to in that war, because he hasn't recognized his own strength in years. But Zoro had died in battle with Tashigi, as she had gotten better in skill, but Zoro still beat her. Helmeppo joined in and got in a final strike on Zoro. That strike was fatal enough to hit him, it was deep enough to cut his heart, and Zoro ended up dying from that wound. Enma was lost in that battle underwater. So yeah. But now, Nami had found Toki's fruit. The time travel devil fruit, basically. Luffy carries her away. Luffy would sit in a room, and Nami would say, "Luffy, this devil fruit, from what I could find out from Oden's journals, is the one his wife had." Luffy would start thinking back to Wano, when Oden's wife had sent Momonosuke back in time. Luffy would start crying, saying, "I'd give anything for a restart in life, Nami. So you take this restart instead." Nami would slap Luffy, saying, "No, you damn idiot. I'm not the one starting the Straw Hats this time. Or I didn't start it at all. Actually, you didn't start it. Because you had to gather me twice. Just gather me once. Then you can go to Arlong and beat him with enough skill." He then says, "Just what age are you going to send me to?" Nami says, How old were you when you met Shanks again?" He said, "Maybe 6, 5. Nami says, 3 years old it is. As Nami sent Luffy back a few hundred years, as she had enough skill to even send Luffy back, not even knowing how to use the devil fruit. Luffy sent back to when he was 3 years old, as the island that Luffy was on fell into shambles. The pirate era was over. No one wanted to even continue piracy after seeing what the Marines did to one pirate. But they couldn't find Luffy's body on the island, so they naturally assumed, along with Eam, Luffy's body was obliterated. As Luffy had killed Eam, but Luffy, if Nami didn't send Luffy back in time, Luffy would have been the last Straw Hat alive. Besides Brook was alive too, but yeah. As soon as Nami sent Luffy back in time, she had enough thing for one more go. She sent every Straw Hat back. Their corpses as well. And their corpses were able to come back to life through everything. Now there was one random move that was kind of similar to an awakening, but it wasn't. It was just one attack. Not the attack, but one technique. The shots were sent back, but this time they would not remember anything. Luffy is the only one with memory of what happened. Nami can remember some of it, but to remember it, she'd have to encounter Luffy. So, as they're sent back, Luffy would be thinking, as he'd be time traveling for about 3 minutes, when mentally it felt like 3 years. In reality, it was 3 minutes. Luffy had enough time to flashback through his whole life. He had broken up with Boa. He had gone with Nami. That was some of those were the best moments of his life. He loved it. And that's when Luffy would come back into his body, as he was just flashing back through his time with Nami and Boa. He woke up with Garp holding him as Luffy was screaming in his sleep. Garp says, "Oh, come on, Brett. Hey, why are you crying?" Luffy would calm down, saying, "Nothing, Grandpa. No reason." Garp would say, "Alright then don't scream." Thing is, Luffy's a 3-year-old with the intelligence of probably Eam, like a celestial dragon that's in the 60s. That's Luffy's intelligence at this point. Like, Luffy's smarter than every marine in existence. One person will probably outmatch him in intelligence is Sengoku or Eam. That's it. Sengoku's pretty damn smart, so But yeah. Now, I'm gonna fast forward to when Luffy meets Shanks. Luffy would look at Shanks saying, "You look familiar." Shanks says, "Oh, really? Why is that?" "Wait, yeah, you're redheaded Shanks. There's a wanted poster here about you here somewhere, but I lost it." Shanks says, "Oh, really? Well, it's good to know that someone knows who I am." Shanks would bend down and whisper, like kind of like in a joking manner, "Shh, don't tell anyone." Luffy would laugh, saying, "I don't blame you. You're my idol." Everyone heard this and started chuckling. And Luffy would then say, "Hey, that's Makino's bar. Want to go hang out in there?" She only allows me in there, though. She allows me in there sometimes, though. And Luffy would go in there with Shanks, and for about the next year, they'd hang out. Luffy was about 7. And so, one day, Shanks comes back with the devil fruit, as he had just been gone for a few months. Came back with the devil fruit. Luffy would open the box and hold up the devil fruit, saying, "Is this a devil fruit?" Shanks says, "Yeah, how do you know?" Luffy says, "Well, there's no pattern like this. It looks really weird. I bet it tastes really bad." Shanks says, "As reportedly they do." He says, As Shanks looking towards Luffy, bit into it. Shanks says, "Luffy, do you know what those do?" Luffy says, "You lose your ability to swim, right?" Shanks says, "Yeah." Luffy's head would start to droop over as Luffy pulled it back up, saying, "This is kind of easy to control." Luffy just shot his arm forward and grabbed an apple and put it towards him again, saying, "It's like a rubber." Luffy bit into the apple and says, "This should negate some of the bad taste." Shanks is shocked that Luffy's so calm about eating a devil fruit, and he knows what it is. He says, "Luffy, do you feel any different?" Luffy says, "Yes, I'm made of rubber. Why would I not feel different?" Shanks says, "Are you panicking at all?" Luffy says, "No, completely calm." So, Shanks would look at Luffy in confusion as he's completely calm about something so weird. And that's when Shanks had the bright idea for Luffy to do something else. He would actually tell Luffy, "Train this devil fruit for a bit, but we're going to stay here 2 extra months to help you train." We would agree to this as they trained the 2 extra months. And Luffy would actually, Luffy would know he unlocked it, but Shanks wouldn't know. Luffy had unlocked observation. So, once Shanks left, Luffy would train in observation alone. And the next month, Garp came back, and Luffy would tell Garp he has a devil fruit. Garp asked Luffy, who gave him a devil fruit. Luffy says, "I found it." Garp says, "Around this island." Maki knows what to tell the truth, but Luffy just said, "Shh." She would do so. She says, I don't feel bad about lying to Garp, but Luffy doesn't want to get in trouble. Garp says, "Well, did you train it in it? Do you know how to use it properly?" Luffy says, "Go, pistol." He shot his arm forward as it hit a tree. The tree fell over. Garp says, "Apparently you know how to use it." Garp would bring Luffy over to meet Ace the next week, as Garp wanted Luffy to give him a rundown of what happened. He didn't tell him about Red-Haired Shanks. No villagers did. So, yeah, this is a proper picture by now. So when Luffy met Ace, Ace tried to spit on him, and Luffy then looked at Ace, saying, "You look mighty familiar." Ace says, "Oh yeah, why is that?" Luffy then says, "Oh yeah, Goldie Roger, you look like him." Garp looks at Luffy, and "Oh, the hell, how do you know what he looks like?" Ace jumps down, running at Luffy, saying, Don't speak that name around me." Luffy knows Station kicks Ace on the head, knocking him out cold. Daron had heard Ace screaming and wondering what was going on. As she saw Ace was on the ground out cold, So Luffy standing over Ace with Garp. Don says, "Garp, what's the new brat? Who's the new brat?" And Garp then says, "This is my grandson Luffy. I don't think you need to worry about him. He can probably find his own food and hunt on his own." He says, "Yeah, I'm pretty safe. Also, you're Dodon, legendary mountain bandit, right? Word is around here. Your crew's pretty legendary. I can admire that on such a small island. Usually on a small island, no one's really legendary, unless you leave it and make a mark. But you guys haven't left, but you still made yourself legends. And I like it." Dodon says, "The brat can stay here as long as he wants." Luffy then says, "Just had to feed her ego." Ace wakes up about an hour later with Luffy holding up a giant boar. He then says, "Hey, the bandits catch that for you?" Luffy says, "No, I should brought it in a few minutes ago." He says, "Wait, you brought it in?" Luffy says, "Yeah, I punched it." Ace looks at a fist imprint, as a fist imprint was right near its heart. Luffy starts thinking about Nami again. He wants to go and find her right now, but he knows he can't. As he knows Nami is experiencing horrors no one wants to imagine. Now, that night, Luffy actually started thinking about how old Nami was when Arlong invaded her village. Luffy would think, it's either happening now or very soon. Luffy had to think about all the horrors his crew's going through currently, or what had happened to them, how they're going to happen pretty soon. Luffy would start crying that he can't help his crew, even though he has the ability to help them because he knows what's going to happen. Luffy would cry, saying, "Zoro's going to lose Kuina. Sanji is going to be abandoned by his family. Nami's going to lose Belmir. Robin already lost her mom, but soon she's going to join Baroque Works." Luffy would then actually make a vow to himself. He doesn't get stronger, so his crew doesn't have to experience the horrors, and they can join him right away. He doesn't need to wait and go to Alabasta for Robin to join. He doesn't need to see if the brought to that Nami was kind of a traitor. This one Luffy just realizes is he thought hard enough and remembered where everyone is exactly. Luffy would smirk, saying, "Perfect." As Luffy the next day would go out to the village, find paper, and he'd write down the addresses of the Straw Hats where they are currently. Baratier for Sanji. And he wrote down their usual training routine. And he sent the letters out by News Q. News Q was able to give them to the Straw Hats. Zoro got a letter from the master saying, "Zoro, here's a letter from someone strange in the East Blue." It says, "East Blue? Well, they're in the East Blue like us. So I might as well just read the letter. He did have a very good training routine." Master then said, "Three-sword style? That's kind of goofy." Zoro blushed, saying, "I practice three-sword style in secret." And the master says, "Wow, how do you do that?" Zoro says, "It's more of a joke, but if the training routine is actually going to make this an actual swordsman style, I have to train with it." Zoro started training with it, as he's getting pretty efficient with it within the next week. Now we go to Sanji. He'd read it, and he actually finds out this is a very good workout for the Black Leg style. So he'd actually go along with it, so it's Zeph. Nami would get a letter, and she would actually be able to figure out weather patterns easier. And she's smarter. Robin would end up finding out new techniques to use her double fruit in, and these are a lot more efficient as well, as she has hockey. She has observation, not armament. All strats would actually end up not getting some form of hockey, but they do get a lot better skill. And Zoro, for the first time, will beat Kuina. Sanji was able to kick away tons of people. So Zoro would be able to beat Kuina. Sanji was able to use his kicks a lot more efficient way. By the time he'd probably meet Luffy, he'd probably have Diablo Jambe. And Nami would be able to at least defend herself against a lot of the Fishman Pirates, as the only one that can beat her is Arlong. But she was given some physical training as well. So Nami has some muscles in. Usopp was told about some legendary, balls to shoot at people. Those are known as pop greens. He's told when Usopp sets out, go find these pop greens. But for now, here's these, as they were balls of lead. There were two of them. Luffy gave Usopp a training routine, and Usopp actually thought, this is actually going to help me become a strong person. I want to do it. And as he would train hard with these. Brook was sent a letter as well. The news queue was Brook's last friend. The news queue was stuck on the floor and trying to whip Brook. As soon as Brook got the letter, Luffy then says, "This you may not believe me, but Brook's the only one that knows the full truth. By the way, he was told. You may not believe me, but there's a devil fruit that can control time. I'm someone that's sent back with this devil fruit. You'll soon join my crew. But soon our crew had died within a few years of our adventure. And you said this was the first time you felt true happiness with another crew. So here's the routine, so you don't have to lose us again. I already gave everyone else their routine, and so here's yours." Brook would believe this. Well, he wouldn't believe it, but he'd actually believe it as well. He finds it hard to believe there's a devil fruit that involves time traveling, but he wants to believe he'll find another crew again, and this routine will make him stronger doing it. And fast forward again. Sabo tries to set out to sail. First, when Luffy meets Sabo, Ace does not get mad at Luffy. He actually brought Luffy with him. And this time, they talk for a bit, and Luffy starts training with them as well. They all three have observation at this point. So Luffy's not trying to learn armament yet. He's gonna learn armament when he thinks it's needed. So probably around like Whiskey Peak, he'll start trying to learn armament. As he doesn't want to go through the trouble of getting water and like finding tons of water and stuff in Alabasta. So yeah. So when Sabo tries to set sail for the first time, also when Sabo's parents tried to get him back, Luffy and Ace are able to beat the living hell out of Blue Jam pirates. They're able to do it. The guards are beat down as well. Luffy's standing over Sabo's father and says, "If you come back for Sabo again, I'll kill you." While his dad runs off in fear. Sabo is able to live with Luffy, Ace, and the bandits for as long as he needs to. And Luffy tells him not to set out to sail. Sabo tries to get away from his family as he fears Ace will try to come for him again. He was able to calm down Sabo by saying, "If they come for you again, I'll use my devil fruit and bring hell to that kingdom." Luffy has gear 2 at this point. So yeah. Now Luffy had also mastered some techniques called Soru. As he does know, his gear 2 is derived from Soru, and I'm pretty sure his gear 2 is actually derived from Soru. So yeah. Now, Ace would also be taught some techniques from the Rokushiki, as Luffy had learned some of them himself. He had learned Tekai, Shigan, and Soru. Ace had learned Tekai, and Sabo had learned Shigan, which is Finger Pistol, move for Sabo, Iron Body for Ace. So when Ace sets out a few years later, he's going to set out with Sabo this time. And Luffy actually tells him which crew to join. Like, Luffy then says, "Ace, you may want to join the Whitebeard Pirates." Ace then says, "Why would I join a pirate crew next week and start my own?" Luffy then says, "Ace, this crew was the only one that would rival your father's. So why don't you go do it?" Also, they still didn't meet the old man. That goes according to canon. Luffy's not wanting to change that. Luffy convinces Ace to join Whitebeard by saying, just join in his crew. He's the only man that would rival your father besides my grandpa. So I'd become a Marine, become a pirate. Ace would do so, go and join the Whitebeard Pirates. Well, he tells Sabo, pirate life doesn't really suit you in my eyes. He would give Sabo a location. Luffy knows where, the revolutionary hideout is. As it wasn't the news that, Blackbeard Pirates destroyed a location. So, yeah. Luffy sent Sabo the location saying, "Go here and say, Monkey D. Luffy sent you." Sabo would do so, as it took him a few months to get there, but as he got there, Dragon would be confused on who Sabo is, as a few people met with him. Also, Luffy told Sabo to give this letter to a giant bear man. He would do so. Sabo gets the letter. So Sabo got the letter to Kuma. He says, "I don't know what's in it, but my brother told me to give it to you." And there's another letter for Dragon and Ivan, or Ivankov, I don't care. But Ivankov and Kuma were given their own letters along with Dragon. Dragon's letter was from Luffy saying, "Hey Dad, it's me, Luffy. This is my brother Sabo. Take good care of him. Take good care of him, will ya?" When Dragon heard this, he's confused on why Luffy knows where he is and who he is. He's confused on both. So yeah. Now, after a bit, Sabo was actually trained and adopted into the revolutionaries. And Kuma reads this letter he got from Luffy. Don't trust the Marines. They're gonna take away your humanity. Kuma's kind of confused on why Luffy knows about his for cybernetic enhancements. Ivan's letter would talk about how he's captured at Impel Down, but that he also is almost killed by Kuma in the war, or in a few years to come. But Kuma also has cybernetic enhancements from the revolutionaries from the Marines, and he's their secret guinea pig. Sabo, even then says, "God damn it, Kuma, the hell is this?" As he then punches Kuma. Kuma's going to be hesitant to fight back, as he then actually opens his mouth and fires a beam. Ivan, being ready for anything, would actually use Deathwink as the blast to disperse, and he repeatedly beats down on Kuma, saying, "How dare you betray us like this?" And that's when Kuma then says, "I thought this would be a better way to bring peace than us having to bring war to them. But my letter told me that it doesn't happen. All they do is take what I wanted away from them. We'll take what I wanted away from me." So yeah. Now, Kuma would then end up not getting any more enhancements as he left the warlords. He's only a revolutionary by now. So yeah. Some say he stays in the revolutionaries, but he's not getting any more enhancements. So they told Dr. Vegapunk about his letter. Dr. Vegapunk brought up a theory to Kuma. Time-traveling devil fruit. Maybe this boy had someone use it on him. So yeah. Now, we're going to fast forward to when Luffy leaves. He leaves an outfit he has post-time skip. This suit, I couldn't really find a good picture of his actual one. I'm trying to find a good one. Alright, I just found this picture. Luffy would wear this outfit usually, plus the straw hat, as Shanks still did give it to him. I don't know if I mentioned if he did or didn't get one. But yeah. Luffy would end up going through the Grand Line. Not the Grand Line, actually. I almost had him just go through the adventure, not caring about his crew. Luffy would end up leaving the village as the Sea King would try to invade him. Luffy had learned a technique that he hid from Ace and Sabo. Luffy emitted his conqueror spirit as the Sea King instantly ran back into the water. Luffy says, my body's not that ready to handle such intensity of the conquerors yet. But I'll see if the crew can actually help me train. Luffy's first stop is where he was in canon, but he's going to find a shorter route using observation. So he'd go to where Alvida's crew was, but this time they didn't raid the ship yet. Alvida is actually using the old man's boat. As Luffy, she's convinced the old man not to. I'm going to say Luffy found some news. The old man had died around 3 days after his voyage. Luffy convinced the old man not to, and the old man never did. He just died naturally in his village. So, yeah, Luffy took that ship instead. He's using the old man's ship. So, sorry if I have to pause again, but I don't want to keep calling him old man. It feels disrespectful to, insult one of Luffy's teachers. Right. Nagari or Nag... It's like Nagari or Nagari. I don't care. But yeah, Luffy convinced him not to sit still, but Luffy and Ace and Sabo still did get taught under him. The bandits this time have a lot more infamy as they did set sail alone, and they found a new island to take over. And they set sail having a lot more battle skill. So yeah, Dadaron has a bounty of around 40 million at this point. That's how skilled she is. A 40 million bounty worth pirate. Well, not pirate, bounty hunter. Or bandit, I don't really care. But yeah. Luffy, he would set sail still, and as he's going, his first stop is Alvido crew, finds a faster way to get there, and he'd find work from the crew. As he did find that crew, he would hop on the boat as he points to the pink-haired kid saying, Kobe, I request that you go and get on that ship. Well, I take care of these pirates. So Kobe is confused, wondering why he would say so, or why he would ask that. As Alvida says, "Hey, who do you think you are? Are you just trying to poach a chore boy?" Alvida says, "No, I'm trying to poach a future Marine in the making. I may be a pirate, but he's not meant for piracy. He's meant for marine life." Kobe would know this is definitely true. Well, he doesn't know if he's meant for marine life, but he knows he's not meant for piracy. As Luffy cuts both his arms in gear second, he says, he mumbled to himself saying, Buggy needs Alvida, so I'll punch her to where she found the devil fruit. But she had to swim a few ways away to get it, so I'll punch her directly there. Luffy would punch her as hard as he can, but not enough to kill her, as that sent her flying towards where the devil fruit on the island was, while the rest of her crew is beaten mercilessly by Luffy. Luffy had known he cannot show mercy anymore. Like it comes back to bite him in the ass, and he knows it. So yeah, Kobe was on Luffy's ship saying, "How do you know that I want to be a Marine?" Luffy then says, "Well, Kobe, do you know what devil fruits are, and do you believe in them?" Kobe says, "I didn't, but now that I see what you can do, yes, I believe in devil fruits." Luffy then says, "Well, there's one that can control time, and I was hit by that devil fruit. I was sent back to when I was a toddler. When in reality, I'm over 40 years old. Mentally, I'm over 40. Physically, I'm still a teenager." Kobe is kind of amazed by this, saying, "Well, how'd you meet me?" Luffy then says, "A lot different way." As he explains his whole crew, well, not his whole crew, but his whole life story or pirate life, leads to Kobe as they're on the way to Shelltown. Kobe is going to start crying as he does know he made it to Fleet Admiral. Luffy then says, when you get to this island, I want you to stay in this cafe and tell the girl not to deliver rice balls. That you'll deliver them to me, and I'll deliver them for her." So Kobe's going to do so as Luffy then gets to the island. Well, Kobe and Luffy get to Shelltown. The Marines are kind of hesitant because they see a pirate flag. As soon as they see that, they see Luffy on it. They don't know who Luffy is, but they don't really feel safe around him. They all get ready to fire a gun until Luffy's conqueror spirit is emitted. And Luffy is knowing that it's not enough to knock them out, but it's enough to get them to their knees. So yeah. As they're on their knees, they end up kind of like letting Luffy through. Luffy then hands Kobe a gun, saying, "There's a guy in there with blonde hair. I'm going there to take out his guards, while you need to hold it to his head, saying, after your dad's beaten, me and you are both going to become noble Marines." Luffy's hesitant, saying, "Do I have to kill him if he disagrees?" Luffy then says, "No, do not kill him at all. Do not." Luffy wants to kill him so bad because he was one of the people that inflicted a horrible wound on Zoro. Luffy would walk into the bar with Kobe. As Luffy would use Conquer Spirit on very briefly, it was enough to knock out the guards as fast as possible. So I'm going to say Luffy used Gear Second in his hands and hit both of them back of their necks. Both kind of felt a gust of wind. He's like, "What the hell is that?" As he's both of the guards on the ground. Kobe holds a gun to his head, saying, "You've been a tyrant to this island long enough. After your dad's beaten, me and you're both going to become honorable Marines. Understand me?" Luffy says, You can't do this to me." As Kobe then cocks the gun, saying, "I'm not joking." As Luffy did tell Kobe that this guy's the one that killed Zoro. Because Kobe seemed to like Zoro more than a lot of the other Straw Hat members. Luffy walks in to where Zoro is for first. That's when Luffy actually sees Nami running off the island. Luffy knew Nami was on the island, so he actually had a note written for her. He slid it to her in her pocket as she actually saw his hand stretch. He was looking at the note saying, "Nami, wait on my ship. If you take it, I'll catch up to you easily." She's going to be kind of hesitant that this person knows who she is, so she can kind of guess he knows what he is, or that she kind of knows that he's probably not joking if he knows who she is. I stuttered a lot in that sentence, I'm sorry. Luffy would go to where Zoro is, as some Marines are looking at him. Luffy, using Gear Second, takes them both out easily. Luffy rips off Zoro's restraints as he carries Zoro into the cafe. Lays Zoro on a chair as a little girl. Luffy didn't get the rice balls, by the way, I just realized that. Luffy put Zoro on a chair in the cafe, so the girl gave him the rice balls. Zoro would eat a lot of the food, saying, "Why would you rescue me if you don't know who I am?" Reason says, "Oh, you're Pirate Hunter Zoro. Also, I'm the one that gave you that training routine." Zoro then looks at Luffy like, "Wait, you're the one that gave me that thing? I've become stronger than I can ever imagine with that." Reason says, "So, how'd the training do?" Zoro then says, I'm a demon compared to most swordsmen that I've met." Reason says, "Yeah, there's a girl on the boat down there too. Yeah, I also gave her one, but she doesn't know who I am." Reason says, I've been manipulating a lot of powers in this world without them knowing." Zoro then says, "So you're that powerful, huh?" Reason says, "Yeah, just wait here for me though." Zoro was only captured as he wanted to still take the challenge. So yeah, so Luffy would walk into the Marine base, as any Marine that comes towards him is hit with Conqueror Spirit, unless it's Morgan. As Luffy punched him off the island, seriously, he punched him off the island in the rocky waters. As now Morgan is now drifting off in the water, or passed out. So, yeah. Now, fast forward again. Luffy and Zoro leave an island as Kobe is to stay on the island. But Luffy had given Kobe a training routine and advice on how to use a technique called Soru. Kobe would master this technique for about a week. As Luffy had told the Marines, called Garp, there's 2 worthwhile Marines here. His grandson wants him to take them. So, yeah. Now, the Marine will do so as Garp then says, my grandson, which one? What does he look like? He says, that's when the Marine on the other line then says, yellow shirt, straw hat. Garp then says, is he still there? The Marine says, no, but he says these 2 people here are worthwhile. I think one of them is practicing a Rokushiki technique. And that's when Garp says, I'm on my way. As Garp is on his way to the base as Luffy set sail, and now he's wondering who he is. Luffy then flicks her in the head, saying, I'm the one that taught you how to read math better. She then says, you're Luffy? He then says, hell yeah, it's nice to meet you. Well, officially meet you. She then says, how do you know I was under the tyranny of Arlong? Luffy then says, you guys have been through so much terror that I can't even bear it. The next person we have to gather. We have to gather late. We have to gather soon. But first, we're gonna make a stop at this island. And Zoro then says, "Answer a question. How do you know who we are?" He then says, "Well, you've seen my abilities, and you guys can probably guess what they are if you've heard of it." Zoro then says, "Devil fruit." Nami says, "Hockey?" Lee says, "No, not hockey. Devil fruit." But yes, Zoro, you are correct. It is a devil fruit. So there's a devil fruit that can control time. Now, a few years ahead, we're one giant pirate crew. And the Straw Hat Pirates, giant grand fleet, and everything. And we took down the greatest world powers. Until the final battle. Nami, you were my lovely wife. And you had a devil fruit and keep for a while. This is a devil fruit that can control time. You were on the verge of death. That devil fruit gave you enough boost to send us all back. As Nami starts getting flooding memories of who Luffy is. As I said, beginning, Nami can only get her memories back after she ends up meeting Luffy. Something happened where she can't remember everything. She can only remember up to the Wano arc. She then says, Luffy. And Nami actually explains, who she is, but she's gonna believe the time travel devil fruit as she doesn't know what that is. So yeah. Now, Zoro's going to be kind of confused. As Luffy then says, Zoro, a good amount of your swordsmanship is because a lot of us had our physical or physical abilities come back in time with us. Mentally, we're still trapped in the future. Well, except me and Nami. Well, Nami-ish and just me. I'm the only one that's here. Mentally, I'm 40. I'm in my 40s. Physically, I'm in my teens. Zoro then says, physically, what age am I? Luffy then says, I'd put on a safe bet to say late 40s or early 50s. Zoro then says, fair enough, I'll take it. Zoro does not have the giant scar on his stomach, and this time, Kuina's alive. As she had trained harder, and it's at this point where she actually wasn't told she can't be the world's greatest swordswoman. She's told she could probably be a good runner-up for it. Kuina is staying on the island, training people. So yeah, but she did give Zoro Wado Ichimonji still. Luffy actually tells Zoro, you're gonna need two things. Well, three things. Three major swords actually. Zoro's actually, I'm not about to go going through all of it. Luffy gives Zoro a rundown, even about his training with Mihawk. Luffy says, the one person I want to beat, I got trained by. Luffy says, yes. So yeah. Now, I'm gonna fast forward again to when they get to the island where they fought Buggy. When they fought Buggy, as soon as they get there actually, Kabuji would try to slash at Luffy. So, as Kabuji tries to slash at Luffy, because Nami's not being chased away by this time, as Luffy already has her, but Kabuji's chasing away some people, and when the slashes almost hits Nami, Luffy grabs his arm, saying, watch it. Kabuji tries to break his arm away until he sees that Luffy's grip is like strong. Beast Tamer is gonna jump down with Richie. Well, he's on Richie's back. Richie's gonna jump down. Zoro then holds a neck to Richie's neck. He holds a sword to Richie's neck. I almost said he holds a neck to Richie's sword. I almost said that, but damn, I'm stupid. Zoro holds a sword to Richie's neck and one to the Beast Tamer's stomach, saying, "You guys even move an inch, I'm killing both of you." Nami then says, "Thanks, Captain." As Nami is not flirty with Luffy, but she does kind of get why she'd date Luffy. he's been with her a good percentage of time, and he's one of the reasons she's free. Nami is letting her hair grow out. She's not going to cut it at all. She doesn't know to watch out for Sanji's pervertedness. And she doesn't know the ability she has right now is observation. So yeah, but Luffy would actually break Kabaji's arm and throw him towards Buggy. Luffy starts walking towards Buggy, and Kabaji's holding his arm in pain still. That's when Buggy is questioning who Luffy is. He then says, "Oh, I'm the man here to make you a proposition." Luffy's going to explain who he is, and Buggy's actually going to be told about the time-traveling devil fruit. Buggy's going to be confused, and he thinks, if I get the devil fruit, I can fast forward in time and see if I'm Pirate King. This is what Luffy then says. But the only down cost is, if you eat 2 devil fruits, you die. Buggy then says, "Damn it, my idea shot down." And Luffy then says, "I was hit by this devil fruit." Buggy then says, "Wait, you what?" Luffy then says, "Mentally, I'm 40, but I'm in my teens, and physically. So, I'm going to explain how I've known you." Buggy's going to be in shock at that he actually became a warlord. And that's what Luffy then says, is, "If you want, I can actually make you a warlord that will not be trifled with." He'll just hand out to Luffy. Luffy will send out. Luffy will just hand out to Buggy, and Buggy then actually shakes it, saying, "It was nice to meet you." As Buggy has the idea of backstabbing Luffy. Buggy had the idea of backstabbing Luffy. Luffy then says, "Oh yeah, head a few miles north of here. You're gonna meet a beautiful woman. She'll join your crew, but only to beat me. Just convince her that it's impossible to beat me so far. It'll give you some time alone with her." Luffy then winks at Buggy as Buggy then says, "Deal, thanks!" As Buggy then leaves. This time Buggy's not gonna try to backstab Luffy. He wants to get some of Alvida. Luffy then says, "She's a fat woman still. Take her a few miles north. She'll get her devil fruit that makes her hot." Buggy then says, "Thanks again," as they then run. The mayor's gonna wonder how Luffy got them to leave so easily. Luffy then says, "I'm a good fortune teller. Unfortunately, I told him and made him want to leave." Mayor then thanks Luffy as they're given supplies. So yeah. Now, I'm gonna fast forward again. They end up actually. No, I'm gonna pause here. If you guys enjoyed this part, like, subscribe, comment. If you didn't like it, comment if you did. Comment any advice. Bye now.